Welcome to my greenhouse today. Here we are looking at the plants that we planted. We started this grain early on, and we did a video right here showing you how to plant these, and they are coming up. And I had birds in here that came and pecked a whole bunch of the seeds. So quite a few of these have damage in them, which is miserable because the birds were in here. See this net right here, this netting? So you can take a net, this is tulle fabric, like to make a wedding veil dress type stuff, and it's super cheap. You can buy it on Amazon for almost nothing. It's like a big old bolt of it for super cheap. But we could put this stuff over the trays. That'll keep birds from destroying. So what we do is once this has sprouted here in my germination area where I can water it easily every day, then we pick these up and we take them over and we put them up top. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I love growing the grains. The grains are fantastic because they give us such a beautiful quality of life. The ancient people would grow grain, and that's what created civilization. Without grains, seeds, nuts, and all those are in the, would be classed not as a horticultural product, but as an agronomy product. If you're an agronomist, you deal with things that have a very beautiful, long shelf life. Horticulture products have a very short shelf life. A banana is a horticulture product because they don't last for more than 3 months and they rot. A nice, beautiful, ripe tomato, if it's sitting there, it may last a month or so on your counter, but that's a long time. Think of lettuce sitting on your counter. In the fridge, you might get weeks out of it, but you don't get 6 months. You don't get 2 years. But a 5-gallon bucket of wheat that is, if you put an oxygen absorbing thing in it so that any bugs, the eggs don't hatch, you can get that wheat out years later. It still grows. It's alive. So you can get through a winter with grains. So we have planted some great things here. I have a purple barley, which is pretty great. I have wheat. This is one of the tallest landrace wheats that my friend Joseph Lofthouse grew because he didn't want to bend over to pick the wheat. So he only harvested the heads that were tall. And then every year when you only harvest the heads that are tall, you don't get the genetics from the ones that are short. Here's another type of barley right here. And then we have triticale. And by the way, they all look the same. They all look like grass. This is a Christmas tree wheat. I love this one. It's so exciting. I have a spring hard red wheat. Another Christmas tree. So I had 2 trays of that one. Let's tell you what that one is. This is what we call an evolutionary wheat. And I have these here, and they're not coming up good. The birds did their damage on these guys, which is kind of funny because there's actually some cilantro seed coming up in this because I recycle my potting soil. So that is pretty funny. And the last one here is a barley, a white barley. So there they are. They all look like grass because that's exactly what they are. All the cereals are grass. There is a broadleaf that we think of as a grain called buckwheat. But buckwheat is not wheat. We call it buckwheat, and I don't know why. I guess we just are not that smart in the world of naming things. So we could do some research on why buckwheat is called buckwheat. But it has nothing to do with a grass, and it's not a cereal. But here we go. They all look like wheat, and you can see the different shapes of the leaves. This barley has a big, beautiful, wide leaf. The wheat has a very more narrow leaf. But as you can see, it's all grass. And these are annual grasses that grow in the winter time. And you can see right here, see how this one right here has been cut off by a bird. So the birds are in here causing causing problems and damage, even once they've started to grow. So that's a miserable proposition. So if I'm a good steward today, I will get some of that tule fabric netting up here and put on here, or I won't. And then whatever survives the birds might have genetics that the birds don't like. That's a big might. But and then I just save seeds from those, and maybe we could develop a variety that the birds don't hurt. So if you're trying to do landrace breeding, just remember everything you do to create a landrace is going to affect the genetics. Hopefully this helps you to sprout some wheatgrass.